Welcome back to an episode of We're Getting in front of the galaxy map, and it's time for us to do another mission. One of it that leads us right into Geth space, or in this case at least, Quarian ships and the fleet. Look at that thing, perfect. Kind of looks like a mass relay, with a little bit of cargo stuff clustered on it. This diplomatic frigate is like no Quarian ship on record. Its hull is relatively low temperature, and it appears to be venting heat in a manner similar to that of the Normandy when it comes out of stealth mode. How the Quarians developed this high-tech vessel is unknown, but its hailing frequencies are open and welcoming messages are being tight-beamed to the Normandy.
Commander Shepard, a pleasure to see you again, though I wish it were under better circumstances.
I'd hoped for your support in the fight against the Reapers. What's going on?
17 days ago, with precision strikes on 4 Geth systems, the Quarians initiated the war to retake our homeworld.
Which was a clear violation of our agreement with the Council to avoid provoking the Geth.
A treaty violation is nothing compared to recovering our homeworld and advanced AI technology.
Wonderful. So, we got ourselves a trial about the whole Geth situation, and nothing has changed. Wonderful. And now all of the admirals are back here. And their little Quarian quarrel. Unbelievable. Tell me about your history first.
Your homeworld? You mean Rannoch?
Correct, Commander. 300 years ago, we lost our world to our own AI creations, the Geth.
After we attempted to kill them.
We didn't try to kill them, Chorus. We tried to deactivate them. It wasn't murder.
Really? I mean, you just deactivate like a human. Doesn't this kind of end up the same way? You end the process that is the thing. If you put a pause button in there or whatever, in this case it's the end of whatever this is. Right. The Quarians were wrong. Absolutely.
No, it was murder.
Commander, the Quarians never intended to create a true AI. It was an accident.
Which you chose to correct by trying to kill them.
Don't bother. Admitting we were wrong would undercut the justification for this suicidal invasion plan.
Interesting. Also a mistake. I have a lot of mistakes in here. Interesting. But yeah, just because it doesn't really matter if they would have developed AI or not. It's just the way they treat it. That's the thing.
You're throwing yourselves at the Geth? Again?
And this time, we may have destroyed our people for good.
We'd driven the Geth back to the home system when this signal began broadcasting to all Geth ships.
The Reapers.
Under Reaper control, the Geth are significantly more effective. Our fleet is pinned in the home system. If we're going to win,
Win? You insisted on involving the civilian ships, Admiral Gerrel. We need to retreat or we'll lose the live ships.
Where's the signal coming from?
Here. A Geth dreadnought. It can outgun anything we've got, and it's heavily defended.
The Normandy stealth drive can get us in undetected. I could board, then disable the Reaper command signal.
Yes, cutting off the signal should throw the Geth into complete disarray.
Well, not all of them. Only the defectors. Don't we know a little better about them? Anyway. And then you do retreat and keep good watch over your live ships?
And while they're confused, you get to a mass relay and retreat.
Good. Our civilian ships have seen too much fighting already. Are you certain you can disable the signal?
We'll get you out of there safely, Admiral.
Our newest Admiral has also volunteered to offer technical expertise.
Tali'Zorah Vast Normandy, reporting for duty.
Glad you could make it, Tali. Admirals, I'll ready a team to hit that dreadnought.
Thank you, Commander.
Admiral?
It's mostly a formality. I'm an expert on the Geth.
That you are.
I'm glad you're here.
Really? I want to help. Well, we have a mission, and now we ended up at the same place yet again.
If I'd known it was this bad, I would have come sooner.
You've had your own troubles. I'm sorry about Earth. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy. If you can help us, we'll hit the Reapers with everything we've got. Or however much is left from this stupid war.
I thought you'd support the invasion.
No. After talking to Legion, I thought maybe there was a chance for peace.
So I helped them.
I'm an admiral. People look to me for guidance. Public disagreement would divide the fleet.
I'll get your people out of here safely, Tali.
Thanks, Shepard. And just so you know, I need to keep things strictly business in front of the admirals. If you'd like to catch up, let's talk somewhere private.
Sure thing.
I'm ready to hit that dreadnought whenever you are.
And everything's gone. Perfect. So, where do we start that mission now? Hestrom's over there. Let's see. Oh, Perseus Veil. Disable the dreadnought. Do we just start the mission if we jump there, or do we have an opportunity to scan a little bit? Yep, we're going to scan a little bit. So, huzzah! Huzzah! An ice giant composed primarily of hydrogen and helium is colored as striking aquamarine because of small concentrations of methane, water ice, and ammonia. Its relatively small size is a curiosity to human astronomers who would have expected a larger hydrogen-helium giant to have accreted during the solar system's formation. The Quarians have driven the Geth away from the planet's helium-free fueling machinery, but it is clear the Geth put up a fight. Wreckage from Quarian fighters litters the area, and more than one refueling station appears to have been blown apart by kinetic impacts in a scorched earth tactic. And Adas. Adas is marginally warmer than Rannoch, despite being further from its sun. Volcanic activity spews methane into Adas's atmosphere, and this haze retains heat in a greenhouse effect. Historically, the Quarians use the Geth to mine the planet, and when the Geth rebelled, the small Quarian population on and around Adas was quickly overrun. It is clear that the Quarian armada has not forgotten or forgiven. The remains of Geth space stations litter Adas orbit, now all shrapnel and fused metal. The Normandy sensors pick up a strange croaking sound, probably some kind of distress call from Geth survivors left floating in space, condemned to the eternal cold. Kari. These are really nice names. Anyway, Kari has a low gravity for a planet of its size, which proved a significant boon to early Quarian explorers. Even before the discovery of Mass Effect technology, it was easy to extract Kari's resources when the Quarians made first contact with the Citadel species and gained access to ESO. Profits rose, and the orbital stations became a beehive of activity. Today, Kari's Lagrange points are littered with space junk, including pieces of a Geth orbital station that must have massed at least 500 million tons. Such a station could have generated impressive kinetic barriers, but even these appear to have been insufficient against the Quarian attack. What do we got here? The migrant fleet? Geth debris fields? Okay. Can we like land on this one? No? Okay. A flotilla of 50,000 crafts holding over 17 million Quarians. The migrant fleet is the largest array of spacefaring vessels in the known galaxy. It is a testament to the Quarians' strategic skill that these numbers have not dropped significantly during recent battles. The fleet is now on the far side of the star from Rannoch, the better to cloak its movement from the Geth. So they are kind of like in the shadow of the sun. In this case, or on the other side, dark side of the, that's not really a dark side, but anyway, a Geth debris field. What's over there? Close to the star, the Normandy scanners can detect a nigh uncountable number of Geth satellites. that use solar sails to self-correct their position. The Geth placed the ultra-lightweight constructions around the sun to collect energy, arranged in a vast array known as a Dyson bubble. Scattered among them are space stations and servers that draw power from the statites through wireless energy transfer. Most of these space stations are wreckage now, and no small number of solar sails have also been destroyed. It appears the Quarians began to destroy them, but were stopped before the attack was complete. So either it's an energy transfer system or it's used for something else. Ah, wait a minute. Urea. Tikkun's asteroid belt is home to Urea, a rock large enough to qualify as a binary dwarf planet. Its companion, the asteroid ATL, is believed to have split off from the main body after an oblique impact. Both were heavily mined early in the age of Quarian space exploration. Curiously, the Geth have built over the old Quarian space stations, even though the mined-out asteroids have little obvious use. The current theory is that they provide a staging base to exploit other asteroids in the belt. So could there be another asteroid in here that we can scan? This idle thingy or whatever it's called? No. And Ranok. Can't really land on this one now. Although its orange sun is only about 90% the mass of Sol and half as luminous, Ranok is arid by Earth standards because it formed closer to its star and has slightly less ocean coverage. Photosynthetic life is concentrated around rivers and oceans, with large expanses of desert in between. The importance of plant life and shade in ancient Quarian culture is evident in the translation of Ranok's name, Walled Garden. To a starship census, the most obvious feature of the Quarian homeworld is the numerous heat sources in orbit. Thousands of Geth space stations watch over the planet. Somewhere in this artificial swarm of construction lurks the Geth Armada, waiting for its moment to counterattack. I have a slight feeling that there is something over there, but can you really not? There's really nothing in here. Same thing as with all of the other systems. And yeah, this the system is called Tikkun. It's so weird. Anyway, so before we land on the Geth Dreadnought, we are
Commander?
nothing. Okay. Let's just have a little bit of a check on over here. Does you already know the good news?
Commander?
Not. Okay.
Hello, Shepard.
That is kind of surprising. Those two should be the first to know that something is going on. Anyway, last time she was at the drive core, and this time she may still be at the drive core. So, let's see. Engineering.
All good, Commander. All good, Commander.
Really? She's not here. Why is she not here? That is weird. Actually thought she would wait down here somewhere. Okay, definitely not there. Where on earth? What about... Yeah, let's just use this one. Cortez is all the way down the shuttle bay. No, Liara, Dr. Chakos, James, Garrison, Ashley, Edie Jogo, specialist, Tali, War Room. Mm-hmm. So, Tali in the War Room. Tali. I just went past her.
Commander?
I thought they wanted to talk in private, but everything being surrounded by Alliance. Right over there. No, wait. This isn't her outfit, isn't it? Yeah, it's Admiral Raan.
Shepard, the fleet is under heavy fire. We need to hit the dreadnought.
Yeah, eventually.
I'd like to know about your patrol fleet.
In peacetime, the patrol fleet managed navigation, internal security, and intership conflicts or crimes. Now, we mostly guard the heavy fleet's flank. It's mostly light frigates or fighters.
Tell me about the civilian fleet.
Our civilian ships? medical vessels, and live ships. Admiral Chorus coordinates them, though individual ships' captains still have power. In peacetime, they made up the bulk of our fleet. Now, our strength would even give the Turians pause.
Tali said you had the largest fleet in the galaxy.
The Turians have more dreadnoughts. Their overall military force is larger than our heavy fleet by far. But before we began this war, we jury-rigged every Quarian ship in the flotilla for battle. Even our live ships have cannons.
Well, crazy. That's actually really smart, but makes them also, good reason for attack.
You've converted them into dreadnoughts. That's a violation of the Treaty of Ferrixon.
While live ships have firepower comparable to a dreadnought, their primary purpose is food cultivation.
You think the Council will buy that technicality?
If need be, I'll apologize once this war is over.
And in the meantime, you're putting your civilians in danger.
Not casually, Commander. We keep them off the front lines, but we'll do whatever we must to win.
Anyway, them putting guns on the thing is actually not really the issue here. But okay, what about the heavy fleet?
What can you tell me about Admiral Geral's heavy fleet?
It was our main military force before the war, comprised of all Quarian vessels suited for sustained combat. It can't compare to the Turian forces, of course, but we have a number of heavy frigates and advanced fighter forces.
Tali said you had the largest fleet in the galaxy.
The Turians have more dreadnoughts. Their overall military force is larger than our heavy... But before we began this war, we jury-rigged every Quarian.
You've converted them. You think the Council will buy that?
If need be.
And in the meantime, you're putting...
Not casually, Commander. We keep them off the front lines.
Good.
But we'll do whatever we must to win.
So, and now about Admiral Xen, and slightly harsh, and he's always so battle hungry, which is weird.
Which fleet does Admiral Zen command?
Special projects. It's not a fleet per se, just a few research vessels. Her technical breakthroughs have put us within striking distance of the homeworld.
And those technical breakthroughs are what exactly? A huge gun? Okay.
I'll let you get back to work.
Thank you, Commander.
Interesting greeting. This both hands kind of business. There. Yeah, we just got those two. The other admirals are gone, probably.
That dreadnought is tearing through our fleet. Let me know when you're ready to hit it.
So how did you end up back with your fleet, Tali?
When the war started, the Admiralty Board asked for my help. I had more recent contact with the Geth than most of my people. They hadn't filled the spot on the board left by my father. I was invited in. It's just a technicality. I'm far too young to be a real admiral.
Don't sell yourself short, Tali. The board needed your expertise. You needed the authority that comes with rank.
How did the war with the Geth get started, anyway?
Admiral Zen developed a scanning countermeasure that interferes with Geth active scans. It's like a flashbang grenade. It effectively crippled the Geth ships in combat. My fleet couldn't pass up the chance to attack.
Oh. Useful technology. So they used it and then she was just in there because the situation just found itself.
Could we use it to fight the Reapers?
It only works against the Geth, unfortunately. Their AI lets them use extremely detailed LADAR pings. Zen's countermeasure overwhelmed them with garbage data. And it's useless now that the Reapers have upgraded their processing power.
Okay, so they use the same technology. In this case, if they scan it faster, then that means we can get... You can actually hack them with this, right? Maybe use some kind of like buffer overflow, whatever, memory corruption thingamajig. So it scans, and if you have like a kind of flashbang with a hidden code in it, then you can kind of like get scanned and you put that code into the system, and if you kind of make sure that it okay, if they are powerful enough, maybe they can manage it, but maybe if you make it so it knows like stop and start commands, then it kind of changes the size of a buffer a little bit, so that it can like shift code into a working environment and out of the safe environment. That is like kind of putting some like if you, let's say, type something in a search field, for example, that text gets processed, and if you type in like certain symbols or whatever, you can kind of trick the system into thinking, oh, this is like part of the program now, or whatever. Like it kind of thinks that the message is over and takes whatever rest it is and just slots that in. And if you're not careful with this, you can have like some code injection happening just through an input field. It's very annoying, but in this case it may work. But anyway, back with the Quarians then.
How is it being back with the fleet?
Right now, it's exhausting. I'm an admiral in the middle of a war. I just want us to get out of this alive. Everything else can wait.
When this is over, I could use your help.
I can't, Shepard. If we survive this, we'll have a homeworld. My people need me.
You could help your people's homeworld by fighting the Reapers.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not thinking that far ahead yet.
Mm-hmm. Right. You said something about Legion. Where is he now?
So what about Legion?
It returned to Geth space after you turned yourself into the Alliance.
And you haven't seen it since?
Legion and I sent a few messages. I was hoping we could try negotiation. But I was outvoted 3-2. Admiral Chorus was the only one who believed it would work.
And?
Any idea where Legion is now?
No. In our last message, it told me that the Geth were having trouble reaching consensus.
And then nothing?
Maybe it was fighting the Reaper takeover, or maybe it didn't want to give intel to an enemy. I could have warned it about the invasion. I didn't.
You'd have been betraying your own people.
I never wanted to be an admiral.
Aww. It's kind of interesting that she is so thoughtful about Legion and the Geth. I don't know if this happened the last time around.
Talk to you later, Tali.
If you want to catch up in private, call me up to your cabin.
Oh, right. Yeah, wait a minute. Let's just get that. Okay. No wall assets. Does she have to say anything about it? No.
Commander?
Right, nothing. So yeah, cabin. The good old cabin in the... come on. Cabin in the woods, cabin in the hoods, cabin on the Normandy.
Shepard.
Yeah. Nothing. Come on, we got some admirals over here and they have nothing to say. That is weird.
Commander?
How can that be?
Tali, I'm free if you'd like to come up.
I'll just be a moment. Thanks for asking me up. I couldn't talk freely in front of Raan.
You okay?
No, I'm really not. 17 million lives are riding on me. And I don't know if I can save them.
Uh-huh. So, just because the number is a very large one is the problem, or what? It's not your responsibility. It kinda is. People will die, accept it. Wow. Okay, so either we say that, oh, it's not your responsibility, don't worry about it, or they will die, don't worry about it. Oh no, it's not don't worry about it, suck it up. This is... Oh, yeah. Is there no like neutral option that is more thoughtful? But in this case, the top option seems weird in terms of text, but it usually ends up being the right thing.
You're doing everything you can. If the fleet falls, it won't be because of you.
I helped my father and Zen's ideas, the new tech that made an invasion too good to pass up, that's based on my father's work. If they die because of me, if I don't...
We'll get them out of there safely, Tali.
I couldn't do this without you, Shepard. I feel like I'm bluffing, trying to convince them that the Admiral's daughter knows what she's doing.
Not the Admiral's daughter. The Admiral.
I know. And at least now, I can push back against the worst ideas. That's why I accepted the position. And because of you.
Me?
When they offered me this position, I asked myself what you'd do. I thought you'd take the chance to make things better. That probably sounds stupid. It's just, I know I'm not really qualified for this.
You're doing fine, Tali. And thanks.
I should get back before the Admirals get into trouble again. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, anyone else? No. Oh, look at this. We got the energy drain. Any other abilities? No, only this one. Energy drain is actually not that important. Now that we know that we pretty much die very often, it is very useful to have fortification and our standard shield active at the same time. Even if it may not actually be the... Well, it is definitely a good combination. Maybe there's another better combination. Because we could... Yeah, wait a minute. We always have one active shielding on. Wait a minute. I have to look into something. So, fortification cannot be detonated. Tech armor can be detonated. Detonate to deal damage. Bam. What about this one? Charges to your gauntlets and increase melee damage. This is nice, but actually I don't... Yeah, this is a must-have, but the rest is damage protection. Power damage goes up a little bit, and then we have reduced speed penalty a little bit. Increases damage protection by another 10. So yeah, this one is mainly used for staying alive and or hitting enemies very hard, but it doesn't really deal damage. There's barrier though, but barrier... the only other one that we could use is the one from Edie. That is a permanent effect that happens. Why is it that you cannot... Oh, this is stupid. Like, you have a private terminal in the cabin, and this is where you can adjust the squad powers. Well, like, not really squad powers, the powers of the squad, so there's somewhat different. But in here you can't do this. It would be so handy to have that option up here, but no, you can't. Alright.
Commander?
Anyway, it was more a talky episode, let's keep it at that. And while we're at it, that's... Oh, look at this. Known associates. I think I know who this one will be.
Admiral Stephen Hackett, Tali'Zorah, a Quarian machinist, was born in 2161 on the live ship Raya. During her pilgrimage, a rite of passage in which Quarians proved their worth to the fleet, she recovered a Geth memory core that proved a rogue Spectre, Saren Arterius, was working with the Geth. As a consequence, Tali'Zorah became a crew member of the SSV Normandy, where she served under Commander Shepard during the Battle of the Citadel. Tali'Zorah returned to the migrant fleet following the destruction of the first Normandy. Soon after, the Admiralty Board sent her to the former Quarian colony of Haestrom to recover data on the planet's dying sun. Most of her team was killed when they fell under attack from the Geth. But Tali'Zorah herself was narrowly rescued by Shepard and the crew of the rebuilt Normandy. The Quarian rejoined Shepard to help oppose the Collector threat, but her current whereabouts are unknown.
Well, he's on the ship. Again. Alright, let's keep it at that. And end the episode. Continue with Geth stuff in the next one. Like and subscribe, of course, as usual. And ta-ta.